scored 42 points to lead the Mavs over the Clippers 105-100. That pushed LA to the brink of elimination. Luka scored or assisted on 31 of 37 Mavs field goals in the game, and he now has the opportunity to lead Dallas to its first series victory since the 2011 NBA Finals. Kawhi Leonard had a chance to tie it for LA, but missed a contested corner three in the final seconds. Just didn't get it done. Chris Broussard, he's still here with us. Chris, did Luka win it or did the Clippers blow it?
Baby bird, I like it, Jen. That shows you're catching Luka fever.
I am.
And that's good.
Yeah.
Luka won this thing. And I get it. He got some help from the Clippers. They had their opportunities. All right, Terrence Mann, I don't know if it's that these guys are so used to now getting to the rim and kicking it out, but he passed up that layup with 9 seconds left that could have tied the game. He didn't kick it out to three, of course. He passed to Nick Batum, and Batum couldn't finish in traffic. It really reminded me of Charles Smith with the Knicks a little bit. It was like a micro version of that when he was missing those layups. But that was obviously a blown opportunity. Kawhi, you know, the poor execution, first of all, poor execution on that last play, I thought. And Kawhi doesn't get a clean look, but he pump fakes and kind of makes it even worse of a look and airballs it from the corner. So the Clippers didn't help themselves. Kawhi and Paul George especially, they also had a few turnovers in the last few minutes. But this is the Clippers. I mean, am I going to be shocked that Deontay Wilder's just throwing haymakers and not using the jab? This is what the Clippers do. They are bad in the clutch. So this was not a surprise. I know they came back and had a chance to win, but they made some bad mistakes in the clutch. That said, Luka Doncic absolutely controlled and dominated the entire game. He dominated it. He had dudes on his hip. He was beating guys and then coming back behind the three and shooting it. And you saw the Clippers they didn't switch as easily this game. They were trying to get over the picks and stay with Luka. And it didn't matter. Sometimes he didn't even have picks. And he would take Paul George, Kawhi, Rondo, whoever they put on him, Nick Batum. It didn't matter. He was outstanding. Jen said it what? He scored or assisted on 31 of the 37 baskets? That is insane. He had one other score in double figures. Tim Hardaway Jr. with 20. Everybody else didn't have double figures. The Clippers, of course, who have two superstars versus one.
Allegedly.
2 versus 1. And they had 3 guys score 20 or more points, 5 guys in double figures. Man, look, I don't even care that Luka was 1 of 8 in the fourth quarter. When you score 40 in the first 3 quarters, you're allowed to do that if you win. All right, if you win. The fourth quarter would have been meaningless, irrelevant, had Luka not dominated the first 3 quarters. A game is not 48 seconds. It's not 12 minutes. It's 48 minutes. And he dominated. Maybe got a little tired down the stretch. But come on, man. 42, 14, and 8.
42, 14, and 8. A 40-piece. Made a mess of them, Skip Bayless. And Luka might have been tired, but that's speculation on Chris on our part. I know what the head coach from another team said. Yeah. Now, Chris, I need somebody to tell me this. When is Kawhi Leonard going to get that superstar criticism like Steph Curry? Like
how about on this show?
Whoa, let me finish up. Chris, like a Harden, like a Giannis, we know he's never received the criticism James has received. I just need to know because y'all keep telling me he top 5, top 6, but he gets criticism like he's maybe bottom 37. He doesn't get the criticism that other guys. Let LeBron James, let KD, let Giannis have a stat line like this with those 5 turnovers. Fail to execute down the stretch. We rip him, but Kawhi gets to skate. Why? Y'all said he's a superstar, but enough of that. I don't want to filibuster on Kawhi.
No, well, you're going to hear more from me. When is it my turn? I'm chomping over here.
Okay, let me say this. I'm going to turn it over to you. I don't really got a whole lot to say. I'm just about to say, Luka Doncic, Larry Bird 2.0. You'll go.
Thank you for saying that. And by the way, this time, as opposed to our opening A block, I put my seatbelt on over here. So I'm going to try to stay in my chair. You're right. Luka last night was Larry 2.0, as in Larry 2 fourth quarter. That's what he scored in the fourth quarter. Larry Bird Jr., Luka Baby Bird scored 2 points in the fourth quarter. And Chris Broussard said, he dominated, he controlled the... Baloney! He was begging my Clippers to win the basketball game. And my Clippers, featuring Kawhi and Paul George, as in Pandemic K and Pandemic P, and Pandemic R, as in Rondo, who was not playoff Rondo, he was way off Rondo. All they did was upchuck all over the floor throughout the fourth quarter. Luka goes 1 for 8 and 0 for 3 from 3. Here. And my team goes down and dribbles it off their foot and throws it out of bounds and loses the ball carelessly and takes poor shot after miss after miss. I'm out of my mind. It was the most excruciating NBA playoff fourth quarter I have ever witnessed trying to root for one team. It was a debacle of a disaster for the home team. The Dallas Mavericks scored 16 points in the fourth quarter. 16 points. They scored 35 in the first quarter, thanks to Baby Bird going completely crazy hot from 3 and making 5 threes. He's a 33% career three-point shooter. He shot 36% this year. That was hot for him. And he makes 5 threes and scores 19 points, almost half his points, in the first freaking quarter. Stop it. And then the rest of the way, he got tired or he got cold or I don't know what happened. Maybe he caught Luka fever himself in the fourth quarter. He looked like he was playing with a fever to me because he was pathetic in the fourth quarter. And all of a sudden, my team is creeping back in. In spite of themselves, they couldn't help it because he was so bad that they couldn't help being better. And all of a sudden, I look up and I'm thinking, they're going to win this game in spite of themselves. They got a shot down the stretch to win the game. We got to see this sequence one last time. Luka goes down and right on schedule turns it over.
That was a great play.
Only 2 Clippers were playing hard last night. This kid, Terrence Mann, and Nicholas Batum. And here they come. And PG says, here, I'll give it to the kid, the second-year kid. And he goes up, and as Chris pointed out, he's got not just a layup, he's got a dunk. He's got an and-one dunk, and yet he's played so few minutes, and he's such a junior Clipper. They have so many veteran leaders on this team, starting with Rondo, Kawhi, Paul George, Marcus Morris. He goes up and it's like, I don't think I'm supposed to do this. I better pass it to a veteran leader. And he looks back to Chris's point, and he kicks it up the lane to Batum. He's coming in thinking, I don't want to shoot this.
Batum, coming in hot.
And Batum goes up and leaves it on the front iron. This is for the win, man. This is like 7 seconds left. You could win the basketball game if you just get this ball to drop. And again, the kid goes, he'd missed 2 free throws earlier in the fourth quarter. Maybe he's a little fearful of the free throw line, but you can't be fearful of dunking on Luka because he can't jump.
Well, Skip, if you look at the way he attacked the basket, he didn't attack the basket thinking he was going to dump it. It looked like he attacked the basket looking to pass because he
was looking sideways.
Yes.
He had a step. Do we all agree he had a step?
Yeah, he could have gone up and under, Chris.
I don't think he needed up and under.
No, he didn't, but he could have easily done
that. That would have been easy. Hey, this kid is a baller.
Yeah, he can play.
This kid can jump. This kid plays with strength for a second-year kid out of Florida State, a second-round pick. He plays strong, and he plays hard. And he had that moment. That's what he usually does down the stretch for them. He can be their best clutch player. Just dunk the ball.
But, Chris, I know. Tell me if you agree with me here. You look, and Skip is beating up Luka for only having 2 points in the fourth quarter. But they closed the third quarter on a 22-3 run. Luka had 30.